You say, sir, what metrics you will use to make that decision?
The metrics right here. That's my metrics. That's all I can do.
Worries about a pandemic at this point?
No, we're not at all, and we have it totally under control. It's one person. We think we have it very well under control. Like by April, you know, in theory, when it gets a little warmer, it miraculously goes away. When it gets warm, historically, that has been able to kill the virus. That's around the corner, so that will be a great thing. The numbers are going to get progressively better as we go along. If you go back 6 months or 3 months ago, nobody would have ever predicted. When you have 15 people, and the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to zero, that's a pretty good job we've done. No, I don't think it's inevitable. I don't think it's inevitable. They say, oh, he should do more. No, there's nothing more you can do.
We haven't seen an increase, and people are getting better. Almost everybody that we see is getting better, and it could be everybody, too.
The Democrats are politicizing the coronavirus. They can't even count their votes in Iowa. They tried the impeachment hoax, and this is their new hoax. But, you know, we did something that's been pretty amazing. We're 15 people in this massive country. The press is in hysteria mode. CNN, fake news, and their camera just went off. Unfortunately, one person passed away overnight. Since the early stages of the foreign outbreak, my administration has taken the most aggressive action in modern history. That really turned out to be a lifesaver in a sense, a big lifesaver. Some people will have this at a very light level and won't even go to a doctor or a hospital. They'll get better. Anybody that needs a test gets a test. They're there. They have the tests. And the tests are beautiful. The tests are all perfect. The transcription was perfect. And we're doing a great job with it, and it will go away. Just because of what I did and what the administration did with China, we have 32 deaths at this point. Other countries that are smaller countries have many, many deaths. It's a very contagious virus. It's incredible, but it's something that we have tremendous control of. You're talking about the virus? No, that's not under control for any place in the world. I think I read. No, I didn't. I was talking about what we're doing is under control, but I'm not talking about the virus. And I've always known this is a pandemic. I felt it was a pandemic long before it was called a pandemic. We have very great approval numbers. I mean, people like the job that we're doing. The only thing we weren't prepared for was the media. The media has not treated it fairly.
What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead. I think it's a very nasty question. I've been right a lot. Let's see what happens, John.
A month ago, the CDC had an initial test that failed. At that moment, late February, you said it's perfect. And it wasn't perfect.
Well, what I said
in late February.
What I said is perfect was my conversation with the head of the Ukraine. That's what I really said is perfect. Okay, that was another whole scandal, nonsense, a total, witch hunt. But nobody ever expected a thing like this.
We got to get back to work, and I think we can start by opening up certain parts of the country.
On Easter, we probably, well, that could be a peak. That could be a peak period. That could be the peak, sadly to say, that could be the peak number of deaths before it starts coming down. That this is going to be gone. It'll be gone. Hopefully gone for a long time. What do you have to lose? I'll say it again. What do you have to lose? Take it. I really think they should take it. Hydroxychloroquine. Try it, if you'd like. Did anybody in this room think a thing like this could happen? But it happened. They don't have to appreciate me at all. I don't care about me. I wish you'd ask the question differently. Why don't you say it's gotten off to a tremendous start, but there are some little glitches, which, by the way, have been worked out. I wish we had a fair media in this country, and we really don't. Speaking of unfair, go ahead. We have to get our country open, Jeff.
You say, sir, what metrics you will use to make that decision?
The metrics right here. That's my metrics. That's all I can do. There's always a risk. This is genius that we're fighting. We're fighting this hidden enemy, which is genius, okay? It's genius. The way it's attacked so many countries. All I'm saying is this. How do you close down the greatest economy in the history of the world when on January 17th you have no cases and no death? When on January 21st you have one case and no death. One case. Think of that. What we inherited from the previous administration was totally broken. We inherited broken testing. Now we have great testing. Today I'm instructing my administration to halt funding of the World Health Organization. I was angry because it should have been told to us. It should have been told to us early. It should have been told to us a lot sooner. People knew it was happening, and people didn't want to talk about it. The head of a country doesn't have to say, stay in. These people are smart people. Nobody ever thought this could have happened, a thing like this. We inherited a lot of garbage. We took, they had tests that were no good. They had, all the stuff was no good. It might not come back at all, Jeff. It may not come back at all.
We will have coronavirus in the fall. I am convinced of that.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. I'm not a doctor, but I'm like a person that has a good, you know what.